Well, it's just about the end of October now. It'll be November in a day or so's time. And this is a Pinus Pinea or Pinus Pinea, and it's the one that's giving off pollen now. So if you have several different types of pine trees, like we've done Pinus halepensis and we've done Pinus canariensis, and this is Pinus Pinea, and they all put out their pollen within some weeks of each other, you can have a scattered harvest of pollen, pine pollen. Let's try and make some powder without getting it into the lens. Whoops, there it goes. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, wow. Don't want to get it into the lens. Anyway, here, I think I've got a little bit in the lens, but anyway, here are the little Pinus Pinea or Pinus Pinea inflorescences, flower inflorescences I think they're called. And they look a little bit smaller than Pinus halepensis, and they're definitely smaller than Pinus canariensis. And anyway, there's still quite a lot of pollen to be had if you really want it. Let's see anyway. Whoops, a little bit around. There's a little bit there. Not as much, but some. Anyway, I'm shaking some out. I've shaken a little bit out already. So there we are, there we have some Pinus Pinea pollen. Let's have a bit on my finger, see what it tastes like. Because I know I'm not allergic to it now. I know for sure that I'm not allergic to it. Remember, before eating any wild foods or pollens or anything, always ask a botanist and a wild food expert for information. There's just a close-up of our pollen. There's a close-up of the pollen and the inflorescences. Have a little bit more to taste. It's supposed to be beneficial to the health. Let's have some. It doesn't have much flavour, but it's supposed to be beneficial to the health. And that's our small Pinus Pinea tree in late October. And there's another one down the paddock that's quite huge, but this is a small one. This is one that was grown from a seedling from Diggers Seeds in Dramana, Victoria, Australia. And they're a very good nursery company that does online and mail order orders if you're interested. Pinus Pinea. And of course I forgot to mention, it has a beautiful edible pine nut, doesn't it? The pine nuts that you buy in the supermarket are probably Pinus Pinea. They probably are. It's so yellow, isn't it? So very yellow. Look at that, it's so yellow. Don't know if you can see, but to me it looks so yellow. Yummy. Look, here's some pine nuts too. There. Look here now, this is a stone pine cone that I found in the grass under the pine nut tree. And it's actually got some pine nuts in there. Let's try and shake them out. Oops. Let's shake a couple of the pine nuts out. The stone pine, it's also called, because they look like, they look just like stones, see? They're just like stones. And there are the pine nut stones in there. Where are they? There's one in there. There's one. And I've got some here. Of course, these pine nuts have been on the ground for a long time, so they've rotted, but when you open the little cases, you should find a fresh pine nut inside. But this pine nut was on the ground. This pine cone was on the ground, so they've been rotting in the water. But when the pine cones are fresher and ripe, you just put the pine cone in front of an open fire, and all the blades on the cone just open up. They all open up like this in front of a warm fire, and the pine nuts fall out, and you can just crack them. You just crack the stones, and there should be a nice fresh pine nut inside. So that's Pinus Pinea, or Pinus Pinea, the pine nut. Yes, these ones, yes, they're all going rotten. But anyway, I must, the next batch of pine cones, I'll show you when they're ripe. Requires a good season, a bit of rain. See you for now. And there's the pine nut tree over there, the Pinus Pinea, that I grew from a seed. That's it there. Big tree. There it is, with all candles on it. Beautiful candle pollen inflorescences, or whatever they are. And it's a huge tree. And I grew that one from a nut, a single pine nut. And it's beautiful. And it's flourishing in the sunlight.